or even vegetables for that matter. Many people now are so disconnected from their food that they don't even associate that steak with the animal that it came from. Between the monocrops that stretch for miles and the huge cattle ranges, every time we purchase these products, we're impacting wildlife and natural habitat. When I choose to take an animal's life to feed my family, it's not something I take lightly. But I'm confident, with all the preparation and planning that I do, that this is the most ethical way to harvest an animal. Between natural predators, harsh winters, and lack of food, the way that most animals meet their end in nature is much less humane than a quick kill from an ethical hunter. It's important to me that we take home every part of the animal that we can. Whether it's antlers, horns, or hide, these are the memories to share with our family and friends. Mummy's deer. But the real trophy of the hunt is the whole experience. Mummy's first white tip. I'm proud to be a hunter, and I always will be.
Okay, so that's our first video. That's up on our website now. That's the one we released in Reno. And so with that in mind, what I'll do is maybe turn the floor over to you, and if you want to talk a little bit about the actual platform. And
before I do, does anyone have questions for Kyle on any of the things he outlined so far? No? So when Kyle and I first started talking about this, we toyed around with a lot of different names. Obviously, Hunter Heritage, as per the community name. One of the ideas that came up was I Hunt, which I really like on a lot of fronts. But if we're going to try and reach out to people in the non-hunting community, and I don't, again, just to make sure this point's really clear, when I say that I don't mean the anti-hunting community, but the non-hunting community. Our concern, my concern, and our concern as a group was that if we have the word hunt in that branding, we'll lose them before we even have a chance to get them to read, watch, or touch base with anything that we're doing. So we threw around a lot of different ideas that coming up with the name actually probably took a lot longer than Kyle wanted. But 1Campfire kept kind of rising to the surface. And I know it sounds a little kumbaya. Let's remember this program is not for us, it's for the non-hunting community that doesn't know us, the average person that's an urbanite that goes to a farmer's market, maybe goes hiking, skiing, snowboarding, those sort of things, but they don't know anything about hunting. They don't know many hunters. And so this notion of 1Campfire is one, to appeal to that sort of community. And two, I mean, if we go back not that long ago, communities existed on a pretty good division of labor, right? People foraged, farmed, ranched, fished, hunted, cut wood, built homes. We all kind of got along. And at the end of the day, we could get in the kitchen together, we could get around a fire together, and there was no issue. Well, things have changed. I'm not going to blame social media, but there's a lot of material that's put out there, both by our own community, but more importantly by the anti-hunting community, that makes us look really, really bad. And so the premise of 1Campfire is that we have a lot more in common with the hiker, the recreational camper, the skier, the whoever, than we have differences. And so we're trying to put that message out there. This is an inclusive message, which, yes, I know sounds all kumbaya and maybe even like we really have a choice. And so with that in mind, we started working on a whole host of content. We've got a podcast coming out. Will be early June for the podcast, which is a series, or will be like a mini-series podcast, kind of like a Netflix binge style. You saw this video tonight. I've got a team up in the Yukon right now filming with a guy who's from Victoria, former vegan, now like has died in the wool of hunters. You're gonna find him. He's killed grizzlies, he's killed Dall sheep, he's killed moose, caribou, everything, right? And he's a vegan. And he has a story of sitting at a table in Whitehorse eating lettuce from California, looking around the table and seeing a bunch of people eat moose spaghetti and going, something's wrong here. This isn't right, right? And those are the kind of stories that I think, as a group, we've decided, I think are really going to hit home for people in the non-hunting community. And we've got a whole host of articles in process right now, and so the official launch is going to be at around April 15th, thereabouts. We considered, for what it's worth, launching to coincide with the opening of bear season. We all know the media game sort of steps up in terms of various groups putting out material that's effectively anti-bear hunting. All the social media, social justice warriors hop on, and of course it makes bear hunting and hunting in general look bad. So we actually considered launching to coincide with that, but after some careful consideration, we decided that with the main tone of this brand being inclusiveness, if we launch around April 1st, our only option is to come out fighting, right? Come out with a counterpoint, and we've been trying that, right? I mean, what were we talking about up in the room earlier? The Nugent-Shockey collaboration.
Yeah, whatever.
Has anyone seen this?
I can't think of the name.
Yeah. Anyways, it's a very aggressive stance. And look, you know, if you want to know my stance on the anti-hunting community, there are different problems within it that require an entirely different solution. That's not what this is for. And they require a pretty, I think, aggressive stance. But after talking with Kyle and the committee and planning, we decided that we needed to go for the hearts and minds of a huge swath of the population that is neutral on hunting, that doesn't know much. Maybe they're a little bit curious. Maybe they know a friend or a family member that hunts a little bit. Maybe they, go and buy organic meat, or they go to a farmer's market. They're the people we want to talk to, because we've probably all had conversations or heard of conversations with people where they may say one thing, which is 9 times out of 10 regurgitating some BS they see on social media. But when you actually talk to them, and I heard this a lot when the whole grizzly ban went down, but when you actually talk to them and lay it out, the true neutral people kind of go, oh shoot, this is a lot more involved, a lot more complicated, there's a lot more to this than we've been told and sold. And really at the end of the day, the whole basis of this is we've left a void out there for others to tell our story. Rain Coast, Pacific Wild, PETA, Humane Society. We keep saying hunting is conservation. I believe that. If I had tattoos, it would probably be tattooed on my body somewhere, but it's fallen on deaf ears. It just is. It's shitty to say, shitty to hear, but it's the truth. And so we need to speak to people on the level that they get and that they connect with. And in today's day and age, we've got 8 seconds to make an impression, right? And so a complex conversation around where money goes, where tag sales are devoted, how we give back, the old, you only want to save them to kill them. Well, especially in sheep world, we know that's not true, right? But we can't tell that story in 8 seconds. So we need something that's in that 8-second category to grab hearts and minds, grab attention, bring them to the platform, website, articles, podcasts, videos, and then tell our story. And we may need to call some of our own bullshit sometimes, right? We just might need to. But at this stage, we have no other choice. And that's really the basis for 1Campfire, is to go to friends and family members that don't hunt, that are neutral on hunting, and people that we don't know that fall into that category, and show them that we ain't so bad, but tell them in a way that really connects with them, instead of just regurgitating the same stuff we have for a couple of decades. Questions?
It was more of a comment, but I recently went to Africa and took my family, and my son photographed. He's not a hunter, he doesn't like hunting. He's 10 years old, he's a book nerd, he's a video gamer. We're a big hunting family. And he took a bunch of pictures of the lodge, the hunting, the animals, and some of the stuff he shot. And he took it to school. And the teacher last year would not let him show pictures of our kills.
Right.
Tasteful. Like, Africa is unbelievable when they take pictures. It's so tasteful. She would not let him show pictures. So he took the wind out of his sails for him, to show his friends and other people in the grade 4 class.
Yeah, we got a pretty small camera, so all of it is perspective.
Right.
Nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
So moving forward a year, this year, he's got a guy teacher, and his guy teacher was brilliant. We'll show everything.
That's awesome.
And that's, people will have kids that have to reiterate with the Hunter Heritage. These are the kids that need that uplift to keep this heritage going.
Yeah, no,
And
it's,
like I said, the school's a bad one for kids, there's lots of
Even our daughters, like teachers.
oh, I don't get it. I mean, I've got a 5 and a 3-year-old, and we talk about bear hunting and deer hunting all the time, and I'll see him put on a little backpack, like a little kitty backpack, and grab something that looks like a stick, and they'll walk by. This is the 3-year-old. I'm like, where are you going? Bear hunting. And I'm like, awesome. And then my next thought is like, I hope he doesn't say that at daycare, right? And that's you know, me that's involved with this and couldn't feel more strongly about this, but you worry that, you know, what are they going to deal with, right? We shouldn't be in that position. We just shouldn't, but we are. And there's lots of hope out there. I had a conversation 2 weekends ago with a guy who's down in upstate Washington. This is crazy. He hadn't hunted up until I think 3 years ago. Now, like, diehard bow hunter. Wife is, I think, still a vegan, but cool with him hunting because of the, like, so with vegans, right? And if there's any, you know, people that are vegans or have friends, I assume no, but if they're friends, family members that are vegans, I have no problem with a vegan. But you end up with two camps. You have people that are like anti-meat, anti-animal cruelty, anti-everything that involves, you know, anything that comes as harm to an animal, and there are those that are more anti-system, right? Like mass commercial production system, right? So with the vegans that fall into that camp are often quite on board with hunting, surprisingly. And so this is this guy's wife. They've gone so far now that when an animal gets killed on the highway, if it's within a certain time frame, they go and take it and they clean it and use it. And now they have people in their community, and it's not that small a town in upstate Washington, calling them when they see a deer or whatever on the highway to come and clean it up, right? So there's hope out there, right? Where there's no question that there is an opportunity, right? Like, we wouldn't do this, you guys wouldn't, you know, employ this kind of money if we didn't think there was hope. But we just got to be really, really smart about it, right? And the same old, it's not going to work. It's just not. Any other questions? Yeah.
So, you got a toolkit that you're going to give everybody? Because this is great, social media, put it out there and all that stuff. Boots on the ground are really where it's going to get to people talking, right?
Yeah.
Give everybody the tools they need, the things they need to talk about, how to present it to people, how to battle the arguments they're going to come up against, and give them the ability to be successful. Once that happens, it'll be contagious and it'll start carrying on, right?
Yeah. No, we've talked about that a fair bit.